Our international travels for this week. Now we switch our attention to athletics and last weekend's National Track and Field Championships at Santry Stadium. And as the World Championships approach, the chase is on to reach the qualifying standards. Jimmy McGee and Catherine Davis are the commentators.
In lane 3, Michelle Carroll, 10 titles at 100, 8 at 200, 2 at 400, and 11.43 PB all-time best. On her immediate right, the defending champion, Marissa Smith from the Boyne Club, whose PB is 11.81. But this is not about times, really. It's about championship gold medals. There's been one false start already. That's to the lady in 6, Fiona Tinman of Lisburn. And it's a great start by Michelle Carroll. And a good one, too, by Terry Horgan in lane 2. But Michelle Carroll asserts her superiority for a spectacular victory indeed. The defending champion Smith second, and Terry Horgan is third. But how about Michelle Carroll? It's now 11 titles at 100.
11 titles at 100, and that's a great comeback. Michelle wasn't racing last year because she gave birth to her son, Owen. So she's back now with a bang. But some fine performance by Terry Horgan as well. It's good to see Terry getting out there, but I don't think there's any catching Michelle. 13 years after she first set her national record.
Her 21st national sprint title, a remarkable one, and as we see again, she always had it in hand. Right from the halfway mark, there was no doubt about it. Barring an injury or a fall, she was going to be the champion one more time. At the start for the men's 100 metres championship, lanes 2 and 3, the form men. In lane 3, Carlton Haddock of Topher and Cork. In lane 4, Barry Morton in Redeemer. Morton's in the red top, Haddock's in the white top with the green shorts. Haddock, the schools and national junior champion. Morton, the defending national senior champion. On the outside, a former 100 champion, Pat Flanagan of Waterford. There was one false start, away they go. Second time of asking. It's a very good start by Jeff Hamlin in 2. But Haddock is coming at him in the latter half of the race. Haddock's been challenged all the way by Martin, but Haddock takes it. Morton, the defending champion, is in the shake-up as well. A good one there. And Ian Craig in the shake-up as well from Ballymena. But a great start by Pamplin. But Haddock proved his stuff again. He's hot. This is Nicky Sweeney, the national record holder at Discus. And that's a very good one from him. Nicky Sweeney, 58.30, his national record and obviously his personal best. On the track, the next final of the afternoon, the women's 800. In lane 1, number 70, from Ballymore Cove, Sonia O'Sullivan, the NCAA champion from America. Real quality athlete indeed. Will no doubt go to the Olympics next year, injury and illness permitting. Outsider Claire Brooke from Lisburn, then Una English, DCH, Arlene Smith, Bernie Kavanagh, the defending champion, and Aisling Malloy, the new women's mile record holder. Joan Latimer from Oxford University, and 2 on the outside, Natalie Davey and Mary Riley. They run in lanes for the first 100 metres, and already it looks as though Aisling Malloy is intent on being in a very good position, and that she is. Catherine.
Aisling Malloy is running very well at the moment, and she's obviously determined that Sonia O'Sullivan is not going to strike a blow as they go down there. And Bernie Kavanagh, the defending champion, and Una English in 3rd position.
So that's the situation. They're coming into the home straight for the penultimate time, and Malloy really in great form. She broke the Irish record, but so did O'Sullivan in that recent Cork City Sports at the Mardyke. But it's English has now moved up into the next place, and the defending champion Bernie Kavanagh is at 3rd. Arlene Smith is next, and Sonia O'Sullivan moves up at the bell, at which the time is
60 seconds dead. So it's still Aisling Malloy, but Una English, she's going to the World Student Games next week. She's going to run the 800 metres. She's taking up the challenge there, making sure that Aisling Malloy knows she's in a race, but Bernie Kavanagh hanging on grimly to 3rd position. And at this stage, Sonia O'Sullivan looks as if she could be treading water.
Yes, 800 maybe just a little too short for the talented Cove County Cork girl, but Malloy really piling it on, defending champion. Kavanagh coming back at her, 200 metres to go. It's Aisling Malloy running away here. She's won 4 of the last 5 800 championships, and she's on a good one again today. She is in tremendous form. The defending champion is 2nd, and Una English is in 3rd position, Malloy 4th. Or rather O'Sullivan 4th, Malloy very definitely 1st. It's a good, positive competent, even brilliant run by Malloy. She's in outstanding form, there's no doubt about that. Tokyo, here we come. The defending champion Kavanagh is next. Sonia Sullivan is the bronze medalist.
That's a great run by Aisling Malloy, and I reckon that she's not very far off her own personal best. And Bernie Kavanagh held on very well, but I'm surprised at the speed that Sonia O'Sullivan showed over the last 200 metres. She certainly paid the penalty for the first lap being at 60 seconds, so she didn't look too good at the first lap, but the second lap she came very well, as Aisling Malloy doesn't look too distressed now.
Not at all. She's a wonderful runner, a great talent, over 800 or the mile, as she's proved in recent days at Santry and in Cork. Here is an open final, if ever there was. The 800 metres for men. Number one, with the green shorts and the maroon singlet, Terry McConnon. In lane two from Nina Olympic, P.J. O'Rourke, the defending champion. Outside him in lane three, a winner at the recent Cork City Sports from D.S.D, Des English. In four, now a young veteran of miling and half miling, Tom Maloney from Thurles. 161, Davy Wilson from Annandale Striders. Two runners in the next lane. This is going to be a right battle, this one, is to see who can sort themselves out on this particular one. Danny O'Brien trying to assert himself early on, coming from an outside position. Remember, he started in lane 6. Terry McConnon, though, taking up the inside position. There's going to be a lot of jostling for positions here, and Davy Wilson is determined that he is going to be the front runner. And believe me, he ain't no hare, or he may be a hare that the hounds can't catch.
That's true, but it's interesting to see that Danny O'Brien took the lead so early, because in the last couple of his 800-metre races he's actually fallen. He's a very tall guy and he seems to be slightly awkward, and he's fallen and he's lost out there as Davy Wilson continues to lead.
Davy Wilson, Danny O'Brien, Terry McConnon, Des English, Brian Pepper. They are the first five, and at the bell it is.
Just a shade under 53 seconds as Davy Wilson continues to lead from Danny O'Brien, Terry McConnon, Des English and Brian Peppard, all sub 140, 150 men, so it should be a great race here.
We were looking for a good final. I think we're going to have it. Wilson setting a hot pace. O'Brien is second, McConnell's third, English is next, Peppard is next, and P.J. O'Rourke, the defending champion, is back now in 6th position. Tommy Maloney is 7th.
Don't write off P.J. O'Rourke. He's got a great turn of speed over the last 200 metres.
And just as you say so, he goes into another gear, picks off one opponent, that's McConnon. He goes after O'Brien, he's picked him off. He's trying to pick off Peppard now, but Wilson has led them a merry dance, and there's going to be no catching Davy Wilson of Annandale. He wins it emphatically, but what a defence of his championship by P.J. O'Rourke, who comes up to take the silver medal. Silver over P.J. O'Rourke, the defending champion. That's a good run. Brian Peppard takes the bronze medal, but Wilson almost from the start after the first 110 metres took it up and stayed there.
Certainly a very aggressive, determined run by Davy Wilson, as he's displayed in all his races this year.
As we see the last 100 again, Catherine Davis was saying, don't rule out P.J. O'Rourke. Well, almost as though P.J. was hearing a look at that spurt of speed he produced to take silver medal. Disappointment in the content of the medal, but his finishing run, impressive indeed. They're on the marks for the women's 200 metres. Michelle Carroll going for the double of 102. Just inside her, Marissa Smith, the defending champion. And some good talent here with Maireadny Duacon from Rathfarnham, Patricia Ammond and Fiona Tinman of Lisburn. Carroll going for a 22nd national senior title, and a good start it is indeed by Michelle Carroll. She's absolutely flying, and she's making this her day of days. Now, can Marissa Smith respond to her? That's the question. Carroll comes off the crown of the bend in lane 3. Patricia Ammon giving her a good run. Smith trying to get up to her. It's going to be a very good finish this. Smith and Carroll holds on. She's got the form. She holds it splendidly. That's a great run by Michelle Carroll to hold off Smith. Oh, she's really in form. 22 national senior sprint titles. The final of the 100 hurdles for women. Heron, Finn Valley on the inside. Hallisey, Ferrybank in 3, which is second lane. Elaine Murphy from Nino Olympic, 2 from that club in the final. And in lane 5, 1, 2, 4, the white top, the red shorts, Susan Smith of Waterford from Brown University, runner-up in this championship 1988, winner in this championship 1989 and 1990. Is it to be a hat trick? She is first to rise, but a good response from Murphy just on her inside, and Murphy holding her over that flight. Smith is going to come with a big strong finish. Yes, she is. She's got a metre or two to spare, and the two Nina girls are second and third, but Susan Smith absolutely asserting her superiority in a hat-trick of high hurdles titles. She was never in danger after the first 35 metres. Who, if anyone, can dethrone T.J. Kearns, who's going for a 6th consecutive national high hurdles title? Cal and Conroy and Burgoyne perhaps will be the main participants for the minor medals, but in any sort of reasonable form at all, Kearns should come home with a deal of comfort. 3 false starts already. This is the 4th time away. It's a good start by Kearns. A good one too by Sean Cal of Cushionston. But even on this flight, you can see that T.J. Kearns is away. He's home. He's dry. And he's an easy winner. A good one there. Sean Cal takes the silver medal. Catherine, there's no stopping this man. Cal and Conroy were 2nd and 3rd. But Kearns, absolute boss of this event.
Oh, absolutely the boss. There's absolutely no way. He was telling me yesterday that on Friday, he just decided he'd fire ahead and go all the way through, and he looked as if he did that today too. He just really let it rip.
Geraldine Hendricken, who goes to Providence, home on the summer holidays, member of the 4x1500 relay record team. Is perhaps the one they've all got to catch in this one. 14 starters, and among them is Sinead Delahunty and Geraldine Nolan. But who's it to be, Catherine?
Oh, Geraldine Hendricken, and she's certainly throwing down the gauntlet even at this early stage. She's taken the lead. It looks like Sinead Delahunty, who was 2nd to the 3,000 metres yesterday, and that's Teresa McKenna. I nearly got her mixed up with another Teresa who was 3rd yesterday. So that's Teresa McKenna in 3rd position. Now this is Sinead Delahunty now moving up into 4th. So that's Hendricken leading.
It's a good field. It should be pretty evenly matched for most of the medals anyway. Hendricken to take them up with 3 laps to go in this women's 1,500 metres championship. Geraldine Hendricken, who is running out of the St. Lawrence O'Toole's Club.
And that's another Geraldine in 2nd position. Actually, it's Geraldine Nolan. There's 3 girls down there from that general area. There's two Geraldines, and then Sinead Delahunty. And the 3 of them actually are very alike. It's very easy to mix them up as Geraldine Hendricken continues with Geraldine Nolan, who's basically an 800 metre runner. But obviously, since she went to the States, 3 of them are in the States, she's concentrating more on the 1,500 metres.
Delahunty right up there in the vanguard as well, but Hendricken has refused to give anything to anybody in the early stages of this one. Rounding the bend up at the top of the straight past the steeplechase water jump area, and it's still Hendricken from Nolan.
Hendricken is in Providence, and she's coached by Ray Tracy, and he's got a lot of athletes. Delahunty is also a member of the Providence team. So Hendricken obviously going to try and dictate matters from the front as they come up with 2 laps to go.
Teresa McKenna well there as well, and number 39 is Sinead Delahunty. Just running a little wide on the outside there in the blue uniform is Una English. But it's still Hendricken from Nolan. Good running too by McKenna, Delahunty, and English. And they are the first 5.
The first 800 metres at 2:26, fairly slow, so it's going to be a burn up in the last lap.
Any one of these 7 are in contention, and 2 behind them can't be ruled out either, being tugged along. A few have been burned off all right of the 14 starters, but it's still, as it has been right from the opening, Geraldine Hendricken, who is the leader, from Geraldine Nolan, a brace of Geraldines, Delahunty, English, McKenna. They've been shuffling the positions around, but that's been basically it. from the start.
So going up to the barrel now, Geraldine Henderson, Geraldine Nolan.
And the move being made now
by Una English, who was fourth in the 800 metres earlier on. Una, who goes to the World Student Games next week, and obviously feeling full of confidence. She ran 2:05, which is a personal best, 2:05.28, personal best, so she's got the speed to take it. But look at Hendrick, and she's not giving an inch as they trundle down the back straight. Geraldine Nolan making a burst to try and catch English as well. Sinead Delahunty, I fear, maybe feeling the effects of the 3,000 metres yesterday.
Well, what a burst this is indeed by Una English. Really driving away, and in fact now we have a burst by Delahunty past Hendricken, and the whole thing has been topsy-turvied.
No wonder the whole field has been spread eagle. That second last 200 metres was in about 31 seconds as Geraldine Nolan makes a burst. Geraldine, who's a best around 2:07 for 800 metres. A lot of these athletes have had a hard season in the States, so Una English may hang on.
Yes, English trying to hold on as Nolan has given her this tremendous run, but Una English is your gold medalist at women's 1500 metres, and Hendricken, who led for so much of the way, has to be satisfied with a minor placing behind the aforementioned Nolan. For the second time today, an Irish international runner has come to the start of an event without the registered club singlet. We had TJ Kearns in the high hurdles, and we had Frank O'Mara now in the 1500 metres. But like TJ before, Frank's been kitted out, though not, I think, in the Limerick colours. And away they go for the men's 1500 metres championship, and again a couple of Japanese visitors in this race, and they might set it out at a hot pace. The nearest Irish runner to the top there in that bit of juggling for position is Niall Bruton with the fluorescent shorts, but the familiar Clonliffe singlet of black with the sash. He's a very good runner, and the youngest Irishman ever, Niall Bruton, to get under 4 minutes for the mile. That happened very recently at the Cork City Sports in the Margate. And he's the one who is out front now, Niall Bruton. And we look back and find Frank O'Mara in unfamiliar white, because he didn't come with a Limerick singlet. And you are allowed to wear white, Catherine.
That's true, you are allowed to wear white if you haven't got your own club singlet. And moving into second position is Seamus Hines. And Seamus was very unlucky in the same Cork meet. He ran 4 minutes, 00.30. So just a snitch outside the 4 minutes, a blink.
It's a fast pace, and Catherine has a watch on it. At least it looks fast.
It's about 57 or 58 seconds for the first lap as Seamus Hines pours out the pace, but Frank O'Mara is not going to be left. He knows that Bruton has a finish as well, so he wants to find out all these athletes, and it's going to be a really good true run race. It's what you want to see in a championship.
Seamus Hines, the leader then. One of the Japanese in there in third position. Frank O'Mara neatly tucked in second. Then Niall Bruton. Another of the Japanese back there in the next position.
While the man all in red there, number 113, Bobby Farron of Sparta, more an 800 metre runner really, and there 198, Gary Locke. He's a 343 man from Annandale Striders, so Annandale Striders down in force as well here.
2 laps to go. It's Hines from O'Mara, then one of the Japanese, it looks like Nakayampi, Niall Bruton in fourth position. Then the next one is Farron in all red, then another of the Japanese.
Gary Locke, Donnacha O'Mahony seem to have slowed down a lot. Seamus Hines, more a 5,000 man, he led early on, but he slowed down the pace, and then the athletes are all bunching again. As looks like Frank O'Mara is still out there, but Seamus Hines seems to have recovered. So Frank O'Mara leading from number 388, which is the Japanese Oba, and then Seamus Hines, Niall Bruton, the other Japanese, Nakayama. As Bruton comes now again with the late burst, so they come up to take the bell.
So Frank O'Mara in the lead at the bell, Oba in second place, Dan Bruton. And O'Mara will have to do it all from the front here.
And the man who's taking up the second position is Mark Carroll. Mark's only a junior. He ran a personal best yesterday in the heat of 3:50. He's out actually looking for a European junior qualifying time today, and he's already qualified for 5,000.
That's the Lee Vale singlet he's wearing as O'Mara takes it up the front, and Bruton can't respond to him. but this young man, Mark Carroll, can. And don't forget that Carroll, as far as the Irish Championship concerned, is now in the silver medal position, fourth in the race. Sandwich is made up by the two Japanese runners, and one of them really fancies himself to take on Frank O'Mara here at 1,500 metres. It'd be one great scalp for the Japanese if he could do it, but O'Mara is not having any of that, and Frank O'Mara is coming through, the world champion indoor at 3,000 metres, is the Irish champion outdoor from 1991 at 1,500 metres. Two Japanese next, and Mark Carroll takes the silver medal. A great run there by Mark Carroll indeed. And that's a super one. I think it's Gary Locke who takes the bronze medal. Frank O'Mara is the champion, but Mark Carroll a champion in his own right.
Oh, certainly a great talent. Mark is heading off to Providence later on, and by my reckoning, he's certainly within inside the European Junior Championship time, which stands at 3:48. I got him at around 3:43, 3:44. But Frank O'Mara, champion in every sense.
Well, exciting action there. Well, that ends the first part.